Hello, friends. I'm Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. And today I am looking at my 10 most anticipated games of 2024. These are games that are supposed to release this year, but we'll see how it goes. I did this last year, and some of those games still haven't released as of now that were on my anticipated list. And not only that, I only played, I think, 3 or 4 of them from the list last year. So last year on my list, Beast was a major disappointment. That was one of the ones I had pre-ordered and was on I pre-ordered this and am waiting for it to come and have fun with list. Another one from that is The Legacy of You, which disappointed me a little bit, but I still really enjoy it. It showed up on my top 20, I think, or 25-ish of the games that I played that were new to me from 2023. On top of that, another one was just the Stonemaier release. I didn't know what it was at the time. Turns out it was Apiary. I did enjoy that one as well. Also, the Explorers release 2. I haven't played that one. That was actually first, but I never really got excited for the Expeditions. I don't know what I called Explorers. Expeditions from the Stonemaier games. I never was excited about once I heard about it, but Apiary, I wasn't excited about it either, actually, when I first heard about it, but once I learned more about it and gave it a try, I really did enjoy that one. And then finally, Scholars of the South Tigris was a game that I was anticipating last year that did not disappoint. I really enjoyed that one as well. Outside of that, that leaves a good 6 to 8 games, depending on how you want to look at my last year list, that either didn't come out or I just never got around to checking out. So we'll see what happens with this list. Anyway, I'm going to do it in the usual countdown top 10 format, and I'm going to go ahead and try something, I guess not different, but I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to kind of cut in a little bit of the live web here. Hopefully it kind of works out. We'll see how it goes. So number 10, starting off right here, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, the game. This is a game that really, when I was going through, it just jumped out at me because I am a huge Monty Python fan. It looks like it's just going to be a silly game, 2 to 5 players, 40 to 60 minutes. It looks like 14 up, very lightweight, just silly game. Reading through it, nothing outstanding, nothing that's going to be really thinky. This is totally just the theme. When I saw this game, just jumped out at me because the theme and just the fact that I know if it's Monty Python related, it's going to be just silliness, and sometimes you just want to get that silliness in your life. So that's my, I guess, least anticipated of the 10 most anticipated games. So let's go ahead into the next one, and this is another one that mostly is themed, but also I've never tried a Tiny Epic game, and this is Tiny Epic Game of Thrones. A game that I'm just interested again because of the theme. I'm a Game of Thrones fan, and I know the Tiny Epic games are just small box games that you can take anywhere, and usually they pack a decent amount of game in them. So I've been excited to try one at some point in my life. Never have. I know Galaxies, I think, is the most acclaimed one, and I don't know a whole lot about this one either, but if it's Game of Thrones based, there's going to be a lot of take that. Not really my style of game, but if it's a tiny short game, what did it say? Let me scroll back up here. 45 to 60 minutes. I can probably deal with it in that time frame. Not only that, I'm just interested in seeing how it shakes out, and if the different families come in and change up different play styles, depending on whether you're the Starks or the Lannisters or whatever. Again, another game that just jumped out at me for 2 reasons. 1, theme, and 2, the Tiny Epic. I've been meaning to check out those anyway, so it put 2 to 2 together, and that makes this one that I am anticipating coming up in 2024, hopefully. All right, number 8 was actually on my list last year, I think in the middle range, around 5 or 6, and it hasn't come out yet. It hasn't even hit Kickstarter yet, so this might end up being even a 2025 game by the time it actually delivers. We'll see. I've been following this one since basically inception. I forget who pointed me in the direction of the creators of Endless Winter, I believe, kind of team up with these new developers, and it's Flow. Just been interested in this game. It looks like one of those cutesy style games, family weight-ish, I guess 10 plus, middle weight, so I guess got a little bit more weight to it. but just the art of it. And Pika Games, I've been kind of following along a little bit on Facebook, again, since basically inception of this game. And it's just an adventure strategy game. I don't know much more about it really still, even a year later. But the artwork looks great. The game looks pretty fun. It's still, like I said, last year it was kind of in the middle of this. This year it's just kind of like, I'm still kind of interested in the game, mostly because of the artwork and then a little bit of the developers who kind of pushed me this direction. I'm very interested in kind of checking this one out. Hopefully for my family, but we'll see. My family kind of stopped playing in the last year or so. But it looks still like it could be a fun little game. If nothing else, it plays solo. So, that ends up in my wheelhouse, even if I end up with nobody to play with. So that's number 8 now. We'll see how it goes, if it goes, as time continues to go on. Again, because this one was on my list last year as something that was supposed to have hit Kickstarter, I believe, some point last year, and just it keeps getting pushed. So we'll see where it ends up. Number 7 for me is House of Fado. This is a Vital Lacerda game. It's a short, lightweight Vital Lacerda. He's usually known for big, heavy, thinky, crunchy games. I see he co-designed this with João Quintero Martins. Hopefully I got that close. I'm terrible at pronunciation. I'm terrible at just speaking in general. If you've been following along or listening now, even you probably have noticed that. But anyway, this is a game about a Fado, a house music, basically. And it plays short, quick, lightweight. Eagle Gryphons, not usually in their wheelhouse. Vital Lacerda, not usually in their wheelhouse. But it just looks very interesting, very fun, very quick, simple. Follow along on their Discord a little bit here and there. So I've known this was coming for a little while. Didn't get to play test it, but I've heard good things. And it's just something that really interests me for theme and the fact that I've gotten into the Vital Lacerda games and I'm interested in checking out how he handles a lighter weight game. And yeah, so that's why that is my number, whatever we're on right now, 7, most anticipated game of 2024. Number 6 shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. It was a hot game, pun kind of intended. Last year, it's one of my favorites from the year, one of my favorite games ever. If you see me come out with a new top 50, it is Heat expansion Heavy Rain. We've known since Heat came out that there's always room for 2 more cars, probably some more maps. And I'm also interested to just see what else comes out of it. I'm going to click on this image here because it intrigued me just looking at that. Looks like we've got a crossover track. I don't know why I just pointed. You can't see the screen by me pointing, like maybe me pointing at the screen is me pointing, whatever. I pointed at my screen that is now on behind me. Crossover track, that looks interesting. I just love Heat. It's such a fun race game, easy to play. It doesn't take too long. And so this game just has excited me from the moment I heard that about it. I got it. I've played it. I've been excited for the expansion. Hopefully they add some new intriguing things. I'm not sure how much different things they can add. There's a lot in the game box as far as creating some variety of play and different strengths and weaknesses of your vehicle, etc., etc. So I don't know how much new things are going to come out, but if nothing else, there's going to be more things, and more is always good too. And also it makes it easy to just throw into the box, and you don't have to teach anything new either. So I'm excited for this one. It comes out very soon. I'll be trying to get a hold of it. Hopefully it's easier to get a hold of than Heat was for the first half a year or so of its release. All right, into the top 5 now, I believe. Hopefully, if I can count. We'll see. Inventors of the South Tigris. This is a game I've actually checked out already in a little bit of playtest mode on Tabletop Simulator. It's a very thinky game. All the Garphill South Tigris games have been quite a bit heavier, I think. I haven't played all the West Kingdom games, but definitely of Architects of the West Kingdom. Heavier than that. The North Sea games, I'm sure it's heavier than those. So, the South Tigris series has brought on some crunch, and Inventors, I think, is the crunchiest of the 3 in that series. But still fun. Great dice draft. Not really drafting. You got your dice. You do a little bit of drafting, but basically you're just taking them out of the bag, rolling them, and then using them. Dice utilization and meeple utilization to help invent things and get those inventions out to the world. Neat theme. I've just really enjoyed playing at this game the couple times I've played at it. So that's kind of what's in the middle of the list. I've already kind of played with a little bit. I'm just looking forward to introducing it to more people when it comes out, and I can get my hands on the physical copy because I'm not one who enjoys playing digitally all that much. So looking forward to this one coming to Kickstarter soon, I believe. I think it's supposed to come out the first or second quarter of this year, and then Garphill is pretty quick on the draw. Their Kickstarters are basically pre-orders, so it should be definitely in our hands before the end of the year, and so I'm excited to add this to my collection, hopefully. Number 4 now, I believe is what we're on, is a game I didn't know much about until I started searching here, but the artwork alone, it looks great. That just really pops right there. Windmill Valley here, if you're not looking at my screen. It's a game from Board and Dice. They've put out a lot of good stuff recently, and even not recently, but the more Board and Dice I've gotten into my hands, the more I want to get more of them into my hands, I guess. They've all been fun. Nucleum I've enjoyed. Now, what else is Teotihuacan? One of my favorite games from last year that I got to play. That's not even a new game, but Board and Dice has it now. I don't think it was them at first. But either way, Windmill Valley, because of the publisher and because of that artwork, attracted my attention. But then you're building engines. I love engine building. I love being able to manipulate things. It plays 45 to 90, it says. So it shouldn't be too long of a game. Just poking around it here. Look, I'm intrigued. I don't know much about these dials, but if it's an action selection system, I'm big on action selections. Engine building, always fun. So just interested to kind of learn more about this one. I didn't dig into it a whole lot, but it popped out right from the start of me just checking things out here. So let's get into number 3 is a game I wish I knew more about. I've been interested in it ever since I heard about it. I chat with the designer a little bit, not as much as I wish I did, but Mahir Shah, who created one of my favorite games from 2022, I believe, Viticulture World, has made Roz, A Dance of Love. I'm still hoping to check it out before the physical copy hits. I think it's going to Kickstarter here soon. I've been invited to try it out with him. We just haven't made it work yet, but hopefully soon. Mahir, if you're watching this, let's try to make this happen. I've been interested in this game ever since I heard about it. I've heard good things. It's another unique themed game. A Roz is a dance, and as you dance around the board, you're going to manipulate the board layout. I wonder if there's any good images. It's more dice actions, I believe, is how it goes. And then, as you move and make your actions, you're going to manipulate how these board twist and turn. I don't know if my mouse is showing. I think I hit it, but you can kind of see there they're all on spinners, and as you move one, they're all going to kind of turn here or there, and then based on how they line up is how the actions are kind of going to play out. It's about my knowledge of the game, but it's interesting. I really like Mahir, a good designer. It's just everything about this game has intrigued me from the onset of hearing about it, and I've heard nothing but good things from those who have gotten to check it out with him in person. So looking forward to checking this one out and then backing it when it comes to the old Kickstarter. All right, number 2 is a game I've already backed, and a game I'm excited about, and you're going to notice a theme here with my top 2, actually. The first one is going to be Millennia from Karma Games. I really like Clans of Caledonia, and Karma Games published that game. They're working on an expansion that comes out this year also. Could have made my list. It was actually on my list last year. It got pushed. I think because I didn't want to put both of the Karma games on the list, and I've already played Clans of Caledonia, so yeah, I'm interested in that expansion. Adds new things, different playstyle. I hope it doesn't add too much to over bloat the game, but that's enough about this one. This one caught my eye more. Millennia, new game from them, and I'm just really excited to check this one out. It is a Civilization game. It's got some tracks you're working down as you build up your tableau. A little bit of engine building, I believe, in it. It's got a lot of things that I really enjoy. Action selection, tracks that are going to build, give you more and more things the further you go. Why isn't this showing up? You got tableau building, card usage. I believe they might be multi-use. Don't quote me on it. And I just like Civilization. I've always been a fan of history and moving through history, which is Civilization. That's what Civilization is advancing through history. And this game kind of replicates that in tableau and tracks form as you go through the ages. And you're only going to get to use your cards for so long before they age out, and you got to replace them with, advancements as technology advances, industry advances. So it's just a unique take on a tableau builder and a Civilization builder game. Really excited to have this one in my hands. Hopefully it's not delayed now that the Clans of Caledonia expansion got delayed and they're all supposed to ship together. I'd hate to see this get pushed into 2025 because I've been excited about this one since middle of last year when the Kickstarter hit. So hopefully things get moving on this one a little bit. But that is Millennia, my number 2 most anticipated game. And my most anticipated game is another game I wish I knew more about, but it is a Civilization game. It's called Civolution, and the thing that really attracts me to this game, outside of the theme, that art, I really like the cover art there. Stefan Feld has quickly become probably my favorite designer. I have not played a Stefan Feld game I did not enjoy. Look at this weight, though, 4.5. Wow. Stefan Feld, usually, his games are a bit thinky, but I wouldn't put them in that super heavy weight. I don't know how realistic that weighting is. Everything's taken kind of with a grain of salt on Board Game Geek. But, wow, that's going to be a pretty heavy Feld game. That's like Vital Lacerda and the levels of weight there. So it's weird for the Lacerda game on this list to be a lightweight and then the Feld game to be the heavyweight. But anyway, a Civilization game, and if it's anything like other Felds, there's just going to be a ton of different action space, tight. Most of the games I played a Feld is you've only got so many actions, and you're not going to do everything. And in fact, you might even struggle to do the things you want to or need to do. Multiple paths to victory. There's never going to be a single meta of game. This one looks like it's just got a lot going on. It's got tracks, it's got boards, it's got resources, it's got all these wooden cubes that you're probably going to place or take off or whatever. But you're going to have to really focus on probably 2 or 3 specific actions because you're not going to be able to do everything in the limited think space. Just really interested in this game. It looks like something that is definitely in my wheelhouse. Just a thinky Euro style with a Civilization theme, tracks, cards. I think there's a little bit of engine. There's resource building. There's manipulation, I'm sure, of actions. I don't even know. I see some dice in the corner there. There looks like a lot could be going on in this one. And Stefan Feld hasn't disappointed me. So this is my most anticipated game of 2024. Really am looking forward to learning more about this one and hopefully getting it in my hands before the end of the year. But anyway, that's it. That's my top 10 most anticipated games of 2024. I know other people have been putting out their lists in the last few weeks. I haven't watched a single other person's most anticipated list video. I haven't checked out anything anybody else is putting out. I've been pretty busy of late, getting settled in the house, working more than not really more than I used to, just different than I used to. I used to be a shift worker, so I would work longer days, but then I would work less days. But now I'm going, 5 days a week. So it's just kind of different not having, a middle of the week to do filming and playing and things like that. I've only got the evenings and weekends. So I'm just kind of adjusting to life in general, and still getting settled and hanging out with old friends I haven't seen in a while too. So a lot going on. Haven't watched a lot of videos. So I think that's good. That means I wasn't really swayed by other people's lists. Maybe I've listed other people's lists dead on and you might think I copied. I promise I didn't copy. Haven't watched a single other person's most anticipated list. I did all the research myself for this, just poking around Board Game Geek. or just knowing what's been coming on the way. Some of these, Millennia, like I said, I backed Inventors at South Tigris, Roz. I've been in group, I guess, with some of the development and chatting with the creator and stuff like that. But otherwise, I just kind of poked around Board Game Geek, looked at what's coming out this year, anything that caught my interest. I did the most basic research on to see whether or not I was actually interested in that. And then I put together a top 10. So that's this list. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you're anticipating in the comments below. What did I miss? Because again, I said I just kind of briefly glanced through, and anything that piqued my interest, I kind of dug into a little bit more. But I didn't put a whole lot of effort into this. I kind of, like I said, last year, I played 3 games, and my favorites weren't anything that was on my anticipated list to begin with. So I'm looking forward to surprises that come ahead in the year that I wasn't even looking out for. I hope you are too. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye.